Hi, everybody. It's me, Karen Holton, and I'm here with another podcast about Zendomes Organite, which are orgone generators. And today we're going to talk about some of the details on how they actually work, what they're made out of, and also how they're linked to the quantum field. So I think you'll find this very, very interesting. And I am going to insert images so that you can get the graphics that go along with this talk. But before we get started, I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my YouTube channel and my Odyssey channel. I really appreciate it very, very much, because without you, there'd be no point in me making podcasts. And I'm delighted that people are actually getting this information and enjoying it and benefiting from it. I also want to remind you about my website, www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com. That's KarenHolton, healthcoach.com. I'm a different kind of a health coach. I'm actually a shamanic guide, and I'm a spiritual coach, which means I teach you how to go within and find your own spiritual reality. I don't ask you to adopt or approve of or even recognize my spirituality, because you've got your own. And also, being a shamanic guide means that I can guide you to many, many different kinds of healing modalities. And I'm able to put different healing modalities together into one sort of eclectic modality that might suit you and what your needs are. And so you can check out my services also on my website, along with my products. And I have a tremendous amount of information under the free resources tab, and including the 9 steps to quantum health transformation. That's over 20 videos. It's absolutely free with no strings attached. And that's also available. So please share it and benefit from it. That's what it's there for. So today I want to talk, as I mentioned, a little bit more about orgone generators. And so I'm just going to basically, the talk today is called Zendomes Organite and the Quantum Field. And you can see here's one of my beautiful pyramid orgone generators. This is black tourmaline. It has a flower of life symbol on the front, and it has a clear quartz crystal point that's been wrapped in copper wire to amplify and help all the different energetic influences to harmonize. So there's energy and health. When you understand the quantum field, you understand that absolutely everything is connected. Here is the chakra frequency color chart. So I want to start by introducing you to what kinds of frequencies are in our reality and how they work and how they correspond to each other. It's really quite amazing. So here we have the color light spectrum. We also, below the color light spectrum, we also have the wavelengths. These are not exact representations, but they give you the idea of the different wavelengths, how energy flows within, into the body and out from the body, depending on which chakra is involved. So your root chakra would have very kind of lazier, longer, with fewer oscillations in the wavelength. And that is from the root chakra. And as we go up the chakras towards the crown chakra, each of these frequencies becomes, has more oscillations, and it becomes tighter and tighter as you go up the chakra system. And so you can see here, amazing, our reality is so amazing, and it really does point towards some kind of a holographic universe because of the way everything is so well coordinated. So there's the color spectrum, which is our visible light spectrum, and it corresponds perfectly to the chakra systems which are within your body. And I'll talk more about the chakra systems further on in this presentation. Then there's sound vibrations, and sound vibrations also correspond to the frequency of the colors that are in our visible range, as well as the different chakras of the body. So here, as an example, we've got the Solfeggio scale and the chakra system that are perfectly coordinated with the different levels, or I should say hertz bands, which is how you measure sound, which is a little different than how you measure light or the frequencies of the chakras, but they all correspond. So again, going back to the root chakra, 396 hertz is perfect to support the root chakra. And so there's a correspondence here where they line up perfectly. And as you go up the chakra system, again towards the crown chakra, it corresponds to 963 hertz. And you can get music, and I recommend that you do get music that appeals to you and can include the solfeggio scale and use it to help you with your health, because each chakra system corresponds to this scale as well. Now, chakra stones, they also correspond. And so although we can't hear them with the human ear, they do produce a sound frequency, but they also produce a color frequency, and they also produce their very own unique crystal frequencies. And they all correspond perfectly with the chakra system. Again, I mean, you could not have organized it any better than the way the Creator has made it very simple and even easy for us to take care of our energies and our health. So again, going down to the root chakra, you will find black or red stones or crystals tend to support that system. And as you go up through the chakra system, there's orange, yellow, green, sometimes pink. Rose quartz also supports the heart chakra. Then going up to a lighter blue for the throat chakra. The third eye chakra is the more intense blues. And then the crown chakra is generally violet or clear stones. Now, the exception to that would be the clear quartz crystal, which is the most powerful vibrating crystal that we have on this planet. And it will reset and nourish and heal all of the chakras, and at the same time or separately, depending on what you need. It's really amazing how this works. Next, we have the planets. The planets themselves emit frequency, and they emit light, and they emit other things that most scientists don't even know about, because that kind of information has been kind of held in the arcane or the forbidden realms. But each planet corresponds to a different sound frequency, a different color frequency. I should say they correspond, depending on the planet, to the light frequency, the color frequency, the sound frequency, the music frequency, and the frequencies that interact with our chakra systems. So even our solar system, and that is how we're energetically connected. So just to go back and reiterate, there's the color chart or the color spectrum. And the color light spectrum is what we see with our eyes. And each of our chakras corresponds to a different setting or a different color of the visible light spectrum. Likewise, the color spectrum is also tied in with the sound system. And when it comes to music and the auditory information that we take in, and so it is connected to the color spectrum and the chakra system. The chakra stones that we use so often in healing, decorating, we just like to have them around because they make us feel good. They are also connected energetically to the sound systems, the sound systems and the color spectrum, and to the chakras and for healing. And then even the planets within our solar system are also connected and correspond with sound, color, and our chakra system and healing. And in that way, everything is connected. And it's just amazing, amazing to me how it all works. So let's just take another look at the chakra system. This is from the Ayurvedic healing modality. And but it's also tied into the Chinese traditional healing modality, which I will show you in a minute. So at the bottom, you've got your root chakra, which is very much influences survival, how you survive, how you go about surviving on this planet. The orange is tied into our sexuality and reproduction. And the yellow chakra, or the navel chakra, is tied into power and all kinds of emotions. The green, or the heart chakra, is tied in with love. And then there is the light blue that is governs communication. That's the throat chakra. Then we have our intuition, which is governed by the brow chakra, or the third eye. And then there's spirituality, which is also connected to our crown chakra. So through the chakra systems and the connections to the other aspects that I just talked about, we can help to improve our survival and our grounding, our sexuality, power, love, communication, intuition, and spirituality. So here's another chart that gets a little bit more detailed into it. So let's start again from the bottom, or the root chakra, which is the corresponding color is red. The location is the base of the spine. It governs survival, stability, and security. And the parts of the body that it helps to improve our health or energetically boost are our bones, our bladder, our elimination system, our legs, and our feet. Next, we have the sacral chakra, which is governed by orange. It's just below the navel, and it governs emotionality, sexuality, and creativity. And on a physical level, it helps to support our reproductive system, our sexual organs, and our circulatory system. Above that, we have the solar plexus chakra, which is governed by yellow. It's found just above the navel. It governs energy distribution, personal power, and motivation. And on a physical level, it governs our muscular system, our digestive system, our liver, our stomach, and our adrenal glands. Next, we have the heart chakra, which is governed by green, or sometimes pink, as in the case of rose quartz. It's found in the center of the chest. It governs compassion, love, and harmony, and it involves the heart, the lungs, the arms, and the hands. Now, above that, we have our throat chakra, which is governed by blue, and it's located in the throat, and it governs communication, self-expression, and desire for truth. On a physical level, it governs the throat, neck, shoulders, respiratory system, and thyroid. Then there's the third eye, which is coordinated to what color we call indigo. It's found in the center of the forehead. It governs intuition, perception, wisdom. It also governs on a physical level, or heals, or takes care of, or manages on a physical system, the forehead and the temples, the eyes, and the pineal gland. Then there's the crown chakra, which is governed by purple or white or violet. It's found at the top of the head. It governs enlightenment, divine wisdom, and consciousness. And on a physical level, it helps with the entire mind and body, brain, pituitary gland, and nervous system. So far, you can see the connections between color, crystal frequencies, sound, the planets, and now we're coming into how they actually affect the chakra system, which has an effect on our lives almost completely, and our physical health as well. So here's just another image of the chakra systems and where they're located on the body, just to give you an idea. And these function like wheels or gates. And so when they're blocked, if we've had a bad experience or something's not right or we're feeling ill, one of those gets blocked, then that's as high as the energy can go. So for instance, if your solar plexus chakra, which is here in yellow, is blocked, it might be because you're really angry, super, super angry about something. Well, the energy is then going to get blocked. It's going to come in from the red, go through the orange, but get blocked at the yellow. And it never makes it to the green, the blue, the indigo, or the violet. And so they all have to remain open and in movement to actually allow an exchange of energy from within and from without. Here's an image of the Chinese traditional medicine system, which again works with our energetic systems in our body, bringing on physical results. And so you're probably familiar with acupuncture, acupressure, also reflexology, massage. There's so many different ways that we can actually stimulate these different points, and they all correspond to our areas of our physical body. And here's another example of the traditional Chinese medicine system, where once that energy comes in through the chakras, it's then flowing through the body. But if there is a blockage somewhere, then it's going to affect our health in negative ways. But when those passages are nice and clear, then our health improves and things get better. So now I want to speak about Zendomes Organite, also called Orgone Generators, and how they work energetically and mechanically. So this is where the physical meets the spiritual, and I'm going to describe it in terms like the YinYang symbol. So orgone energy accumulation. The resin is comprised of 5 organic compounds, and it contains feminine traits, which are sticky and receptive. It's an excellent insulator of electricity, a collector of the unseen. This container is the yin, or the feminine energy of the balancing. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but in very faintly above and below this pyramid, you can see the energy being drawn in through the bottom and coming out the top, forming a torus or a toroidal field. Then the piezoelectric effect created by blending certain minerals such as quartz, tourmaline, kyanite, zinc, etc., with a resin that shrinks when it's cured. When crystals are squeezed, they send off an electrical charge, and this created electrical charged output is the yang, or the masculine energy of the balancing. And here's an image that's a cutaway view of a very simple orgone generator. And you can see at the top, it's got orgone, or positive etheric energy, and at the bottom, it's absorbing negative energy. And inside there's a quartz crystal, in this case, a clear quartz crystal, and there's a mixture of metal shavings and resin. So when the crystals are combined with metals and organic resin, they become electrically polarized. This causes a piezoelectric effect, which greatly increases the influence and the cleansing properties of the crystals. Every crystal has its own unique resonant frequency and healing potential. Zendomes Orgone Generators are the perfect addition to the home, vehicle, and workspaces. Further, sacred symbols are included to fine-tune the intention. Zendomes are ideal for gridding your home. So what happens is you're now pulling negative energy and you're retuning it. You're not blocking it, you're not stopping it, but it's becoming electrically charged, and it's being programmed with positive etheric energy, which is coming from 0 point or from basically very, very small, much smaller than the atomic level. It's drawing that energy in, which is then converting the negative energy into positive energy, but it's also picking up the frequency and amplifying it of the crystals themselves. So the technical aspects of orgonite and piezoelectric effect. Piezoelectric effect is the ability of certain materials to generate an electric charge in response to applied mechanical stress. The word piezoelectric is derived from the Greek piezen, which means to squeeze or press, and piezo, which is Greek for push. So here you can see there's three images. One says no stress, and that's just the plus and the minus polarity of the atomic structure of the crystal. In this case, it shows you down below silicon atoms with oxygen atoms in this case. When we pull the crystal on the crystal from all sides, we create tension. But also when we press on the crystal, we're causing compression. And both of these processes polarize the atomic structure of the crystals so that they're actually producing a positive and a negative charge. So Zendomes Organite, how shapes affect energy. So just as color affects energy, planets affect energy, shape also affects energy. And here's a diagram of a pyramid. Pyramid actually means fire in the middle. So what happens is the energy is being drawn up from the base of the pyramid. It's being amplified at about the halfway point, and then it gets amplified again at the tip before it comes out the top. So it restructures energy in very specific ways. Zendomes Orgone generators absorb ambient energy and retune it into the frequency of the crystals that are contained within it. These diagrams show how energy is absorbed and distributed by a pyramid-shaped Orgone generator. All Zendomes Organites work in similar fashion. They all transmute and amplify energy. So although this is a very specific way of drawing in energy, amplifying it, and then having it come out the top, all shapes of Orgone generators work very, very similarly. But this is probably the most intense way of recycling your atmosphere around you and producing a better result and some relief from the electromagnetic frequencies that are all around us from technology. And the smaller images also show how energy is moved and amplified within the pyramid shape. This is actually a picture of an actual pyramid, I believe the one of the large ones that are in Egypt. And you can see how it draws energy up from the ground and then distributes it in a very specific pattern above. And here's another one. And this one really shows the amplifying of the energies and converting it into, and you could tell by the color, converting them into different frequencies that are of benefit to humankind and probably the whole planet. So I have got mostly, well, I shouldn't say mostly, but quite a few of the pyramid-shaped Orgone generators right for that specific purpose. So on the top left, you'll see one of my pyramids that has carnelian and turquoise, and it's got the flower of life symbol on it. So symbols also create energy. So I look at it as though they are providing intention to the unit. So the energy is being drawn up from the bottom. It's taking on the properties of these crystals. This is a very, very good pyramid for supporting male energy, but also for removing procrastination and helping people with the kind of work they choose to do. And on the right-hand side, we have black tourmaline and turquoise. So black tourmaline is very, very powerful for protection, but the turquoise is very, very good for what they call the higher heart chakra. And it's just an excellent cleansing pyramid. In the center, we've got shungite with a clear quartz point. Some of them have clear quartz points and some don't. They all work a little bit differently, but they all do the same job. The bottom left, we have peridot, which is very beautiful. It's got the, I can't remember, flower, not the flower of life. It's got the seed of life on it. And then the one at the bottom right-hand corner has layers of all the different crystals that support the different chakras. So Zendomes Organite shapes and uses, I should say. I have quite a few in all different shapes. You can see some large pendants at the bottom of this image, angels, which are very inspiring to have around, remind us to connect to our angelic guides, pyramids of all shapes and sizes. I shouldn't say shapes, I should say sizes. They're all pyramids or pyramids. Here we have some malachite spheres that I also have a few left on my website. Malachite is fantastic for wicking away pain. It supports the heart chakra, which is the healing center. They have amplifying spirals on the front, and they come with a little wooden disc so they don't roll off your tabletop. These are fantastic to roll on the body as a massage tool or just to have nearby, influencing your environment. So electromagnetic frequencies, that's a big problem in our modern society. So they could be artificial or technical fields. And they're often referred to as electrosmog. And so they come from everything that's electrical that's man-made. So that can include cordless devices, corded devices, Wi-Fi, cell phone signals, those big high tension cables that we all have running. Well, unfortunately, they're near most of our homes, but even the earth itself has geopathic stress. So we need something that's going to convert that. Now you can stop it completely with different technologies, like if you want to build a Faraday cage and sleep in there, but then what happens when you're in the kitchen? Like it's a lot to try to completely block out these energies. So instead, why not retune them into frequencies and energies that are very beneficial to the body? And that's what the Orgone generators do. I've got 5 podcasts now out about the therapeutic bath, and therapeutic bath is, in my opinion, the best way to become deeply, deeply grounded to the earth, because you see the plumbing in your bathtub and the plumbing that goes from your tub down into the ground is grounded. All your electrical plugins around the house all have that third spot for a ground wire. Well, that all goes and gets grounded directly to your plumbing. So when you're in a hot, salty bath, what happens is you are not only becoming very deeply relaxed, and of course, here are some discs that I have on my website and some butterflies, and an example of one of the many butterflies I have on my website. And what they do is they restructure the water. But while you're in that tub, you're actually doing earthing without going outside, which is fantastic. When like for instance, here in Red Deer, Alberta, when it can easily be 40 below in the wintertime, there's no way you're going to go and dig yourself a hole in the snow just to put your feet on the grass. Why not just have a beautiful bath? So there are a few podcasts on my YouTube and on my Odyssey channels that can help you out with that, more information about that. And then again, the reason why you want to put crystals, some crystals, not all, some of them are actually toxic. You don't want to put them in your bath, but if they're encased in a resin, like all Orgone generators are, they're completely inert. So although they're lightweight and they feel much more like plastic, they're not plastic. Plastic outgasses, resin does not. It's cleaner, much more the way glass is, but without the weight of glass. And I'm sure most of you have heard of Dr. Emoto, and he discovered that sound, words, and intentions affect the structure of water. And we're about 90% water. We want to make sure that the water that's within our body and around us is very healing and not destructive. And so here's some pictures on the left-hand side of Dr. Emoto showing how different things like the song Imagine by John Lennon, or music that was written by the composer Mozart, how they have a direct effect on the crystalline structure of the water. And at the bottom, you'll see some kind of ugly patterns. Those are patterns that were formed from heavy metals. I'm not sure if that's heavy metal music or just heavy metals, and also toxic places. So these can be transformed into the beautiful healing crystals, the water, just by what it's exposed to. And so when you put the orgone generators, as I have described so far in this presentation, in the tub with you, or you can even put them nearby a container with water or your tea, and they greatly improve the structure of the water, but also the structure of the water that makes up who you and I are on a physical level. And then also on my my website, on my Odyssey channel, and on my YouTube channel, I have a couple guided meditations that are specifically designed to work with your orgone generators in a therapeutic bath. So the first one, called Guided Meditation for the Therapeutic Bath, is all about detoxification, how to recognize what is right and what isn't so right within your body, what's working well and what's maybe holding you back, and ways to detoxify from what's ever inside your body that might be holding you back from being happier and healthier people. And then there is the therapeutic bath, which is a guided meditation for spiritual contact. And what this does is it helps you to not only ground to the earth, but to the heavens above, and to make it more likely to have the kind of spiritual contact you've heard about, but maybe haven't quite experienced for yourself yet. And again, I have many different shapes and uses. I have a pendant with the tree of life over on the left-hand side. I've got discs and smaller orgone generators that are perfect for taking in the tub. I have orgone generators for pets. Cats and dogs especially find amethyst to be very, very soothing. I've got the larger discs that have shungite for detoxification, but they also come with clear quartz, amethyst, citrine, and rose quartz. And then I also have the butterflies. Check them out on my website to see which ones I have left, and they work amazingly well. These are also really good for putting in your pocket, or the pendants, of course, you can wear them right on your body. Oh, in the center, here's one with selenite and black tourmaline. You can use discs, which you can put under your pillow. You can put them under your mattress. You can carry them with you, have them in a pocket. They're very beneficial. And then, of course, the butterflies that are, you can use them in any of the ways I've just described, but you can also use them just to make your environment more beautiful. You can place them with your plants. You can arrange them with your other crystals. They're really, really quite lovely. So Zendomes Organite, this is my unique brand of orgone generators. So nobody else has them. There are some unscrupulous people who have stolen my brand name, Zendomes Organite or Zendomes Orgone, but they are not my organites. My organites have been ethically sourced, which means they're not made in a factory, they're not made in a sweatshop, they're not made by slave labor, they're made by somebody who got paid well for making them. So just so you know, they were very ethically sourced. They're handmade, so no two look exactly alike, but we've got them as close as we can, but they're actually works of art, and they're double charged for maximum effect. What I mean by that is, after my friend makes my orgone generators, I then cleanse them. I put them out in the sun. I also smudge them with sacred smoke. I also play beautiful high frequency music to them. And I do my own unique process called quantum entanglement, where I actually create a bond with every orgone generator I've ever had, what I have now, and any orgone generators that I will have in the future. And I create an energetic bond so that when they go out into the world, they're spreading an invisible but powerful etheric net of healing and spirituality and love energy all over this planet. So again, you can find my orgone generators at www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com. And so that's it for my little presentation today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you share it with other people, but this will give you a better idea of how orgone generators interact with the quantum field, with every aspect of our lives, help us with our health, not just physical, but also mental and spiritual health, which is super important, especially during these difficult times that we're all coping with right now. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through my website or leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. And I'd be happy to do more podcasts about orgone and orgone generators if you have any questions arising from the presentation today. I'd love to do that. And that's about it for today. Again, please do visit my website. Check out my free resources. I've got all kinds of free resources available to help you with your journey. And if you want some help with your healing and spiritual reality, I am also available to help with that. But that's it for today. And I just want to thank you again for joining us. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already done so, and my Odyssey channel. My Odyssey channel has very few subscribers yet, but my YouTube channel is doing pretty good. I'm very grateful to each and every one of you for watching my podcast. Thank you. Bye-bye.